What's up? It's Andy Grammer with Jag.
Hi, this is Carly Rae Jepsen, and you're listening to Jag.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Jonas hanging with Jag.
This is Heather Knox with the hottest Jag I've ever seen.
Ryan Seacrest with Jag.
It's B.O.B. checking in with my homie Jag. So much swag with my homie Jag.
It's the Jag Show podcast.
Welcome in, I am John Jag Gay. My tip for the week is that now more than ever, you've got to force yourself to do the hard things. Stress is at an all-time high in the wake of the election. Coronavirus is getting worse by the day. It's very easy to just fall into things that are comfortable, and that's how you can spend your day. I know for me, I can easily spend hours tweaking the EQ of a voice on a podcast, or recording a podcast, or editing a podcast. For me, the biggest challenge is working on my business. I am not a business-minded person. I'm more the day-to-day gut stuff, more so than the long-term strategery, as Will Ferrell would say. So for me, I know in the coming weeks, as I wrap up some bigger projects for the year, I have to block time on my calendar to sit down at my desk, focus on my business, and work on my plan for 2021. If I don't block off time to do it, it's never going to happen. So whatever is stopping you, whether it's your personal or your professional life, something you hate doing, something you feel like you have to tie yourself to a chair and put a dog shock collar around your neck to actually do, the first step is blocking time in your calendar to do it. Otherwise, you will always find something else to do. On to podcasting news for the week. Riverside FM seems to be the hot new thing. And full disclosure, I haven't tried it yet. It is a remote recording platform that records both audio and video and doesn't buffer because it records everything locally and then uploads it. I'm a big fan of Squadcast. I am part of their ambassador program. I've been using them for a long time with great success. Squadcast may do video in the future, but right now they're only audio. So Riverside to me is interesting, and I'm hearing great things about it. Even Hillary Clinton has endorsed them. That link in the show notes. But from what I can tell, the plans range from $20 to $50 a month, depending whether or not you want video or just audio and how much recording time you need. But their plans do only go up to 10 hours per month. Beyond that, you've got to contact them. So I'm going to keep my eye on them. If I have a chance to try it out, I will let you know what I think of Riverside.fm. Seems like it's a higher quality video recording than Zoom. In other podcasting news this week, Spotify's made its biggest acquisition yet. They bought podcast host Megaphone for $235 million. Now, this is coming after Spotify's already bought The Ringer, Anchor, Gimlet, and more. It's going to give them more access to data on users and listening and consumption. A reaction to the deal is mixed, but it really seems like Spotify, to paraphrase Pinky and the Brain, is trying to take over the world. And also this week, Spotify seemed to float the idea of a subscription model, surveying its listeners and seeing if they'd be willing to pay between $3 and $8 a month for premium ad-free content. For me, that content has really, really got to be worth it. I mean, I'm a cord cutter. I have YouTube TV, but the next thing you know, I add in Netflix, and my wife added Disney Plus, and next thing you know, we're paying almost as much as you're paying for cable. So all these little $5 and $10 and $20 a month things, they add up. So be curious to see what happens with Spotify's idea of a subscription model. But we got to make that money there by investing back somehow. The podcast platform Anchor is now IAB certified. What that means, if your host is IAB certified, is that your downloads are certified legit people and not bots and everything else. So people find when their host becomes IAB certified, their download numbers drop and they freak out, but really it's a more accurate number. All the bots and spam is not being counted in your downloads. I still don't trust Anchor because of questions around ownership and piracy, but if you're just dabbling in podcasting and you want to try something for free, Anchor is out there. Daniel J. Lewis of My Podcast Reviews says that Apple added another 100,000 podcasts in October, bringing its total amount of shows to over 1.6 million. That's actual shows, not specific episodes. That number, of course, way higher. But don't be intimidated. Libsyn's Rob Walch pointed this out at Podcast Movement Virtual last month. 8 out of 9 new podcast shows don't make it to episode number 10. They pod fade and get tired of it and let it fall by the wayside. So if you can commit to good quality content for the long haul, you got much less competition than it appears. As always, if you want help launching, editing, consulting, or anything else with your podcast, you can find me online at jagindetroit.com. Email me, jag@jagindetroit.com. All those links and contact info will be in the show notes. as well as in our closing credits here. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you next week. Later!
Thanks for listening to the Jag Show podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe in Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts. For help with your podcast, find Jag on social media at Jag in Detroit or on the web at jagindetroit.com.